to have everybody joining us. So I tell you what, let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and it is such a pleasure to have you guys joining us here. And believe me, you're going to love this, you really are. If you're going to watch a little later on over there on YouTube, you know what to do. No, you do. Seriously, sub, thumb, bell. Yeah, well, I tell you what, go epileptic on the thumb, all right? Bell notifications when we have important people, and believe me, we were supposed to be in Alberta. I gather we're somewhere else right now. I'll let you know about that. I think in Saskatchewan. Not quite sure. I kind of came in halfway through the conversation, so I'll find out. But yes, the lady herself, and you know who she is. Believe me, you keep asking for her music. Sharon Marie White is joining us. This is going to be fun. But first of all, I want to give a shout out to Rise Up TV, Big Record, and of course Sony Music, The Orchard. They are going to be joining us this morning. But first of all, let's note that Sharon was today's feature artist.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's feature artists on Galaxy 107 FM. Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record, and Sony Music The Orchard.
So that gives us a couple of minutes to say hello.
How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Yourself?
Pretty darn good, yeah.
Nice. So, they tell me that you guys work for the oil company, the pipeline.
Yeah, mainly the more the pressure vessel side. So my husband is an inspector, so that's why we got called out to work from just one province over to Saskatchewan. So.
Oh, okay. So what? Do they put them in that little bullet thing and send them down the pipe?
It's about a 6-hour drive.
It'd be faster in the pipe. It really would. I've always wanted to ride in one of those, I've got to be honest with you.
No, you'd ride in anything.
Yeah, I'm that kind of guy. I'll get into all sorts of trouble, I tell you.
Do.
Sean Simpson's joining us. Hello, darling. Nice to have you back again. I hope you liked the Rod Blake interview earlier on.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
an absolute gem, he really is. We've known him for about almost 8 years now. Today we're catching up with, yes, Sharon Marie White. We're going to be forming a relationship with Sharon, and well, at the end of this, maybe she'll either want a psychologist or a lawyer, you never know, one of those, or maybe she'll want to be a friend of ours. We'll find out. Sharon, you Canadians are far too nice.
Well, I don't know if you've been watching the news or not.
Oh, no, I don't care about Trudeau.
No comment.
Believe me, I have a few jokes about that man. I really do. He used to be a bouncer in a nightclub once upon a time.
He too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Dwayne.
Our Prime Minister used to be a DJ in a nightclub, much like myself.
feeling
I've
better,
done that
Dwayne.
myself as well. So, you know,
How is it?
us nightclub workers, we can give each other a bit of stick from time to time, don't you think?
Absolutely.
And hey, I could say all sorts of jokes, but I think the biggest joke is, well, you know, Trudeau in his own right, to be honest. I think he's a funny man.
We've got Tim and Dwayne
Yeah.
watching.
Tim and Dwayne is watching. Tim Steinruck. Brother man, you're coming for an interview very, very shortly again.
Next
It'll be
week.
good to catch up again next week. I'm looking forward to that. And I want to know just how deep into Rise Up TV and with the Don and all
Well,
of that you
later.
really are, bro. You sound like you're right in there. And respect to you for that, really. Believe me, Sharon, Tim Steinruck, who is in association with Rise Up TV and stuff like that, he's the lead singer of a band called The Mighty One. And when I first text him, and believe me, I don't text anybody, literally, but I decided I like this band, I want to text them. He replied with, "Who the F are you and what the F do you want?"
Oh, that's funny. It made me laugh.
I'm a humble DJ, I just want to play your music. Since then,
Straight to the point.
yeah, but I tell you what, since then we have become very, very close friends, and I love Tim. I really do. He's a great guy.
I haven't had the honor of meeting him yet, like even through the internet or anything.
Okay, well, I tell you what, we'll fix that for you. We'll hook you up. You'll love him. You will. He does a ZZ Top thing as well. He's got the beard. You know what I mean? Work it.
Yeah.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. A breeze, we don't get them very often in the room. I'm just absolutely loving that because it's really, really hot in here. Today we're talking to Sharon Marie White. Now believe me, it's been a little while in the making, I've got to be honest with you, but it's been worth the wait, it really has. Opening up the show, of course, with Shane, we're going to talk to her about that, but first of all, welcome to Galaxy, Sharon.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm glad I could finally join you guys.
Oh, believe me, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on board. It really, really is. And, well, as I was saying a little earlier on, you might need a psychologist by the end of this interview. So if you do, let us know. We know a few in your region.
Okay.
It's true. And in fact, Sterling John, well, you know, starting the week off with an interview with a policeman, would you believe we're actually going to be ending the week with a psychologist, a criminologist?
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, you can imagine what happens in the meantime. You're here. And I feel sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, Sharon, I feel sorry for you. I really, really do. You got to put up with me, you see. So if you can do that, we're all good. We really, really are. Now, Sharon, I absolutely love this track, Shine. So tell me a little bit about this. Give me the skinny on this track.
Well, it was the first song that I kind of released out to the world. My husband and I had bought a bunch of recording equipment, 15 years ago, and we started just messing around in our own home studio. And I had my son, Joel, play the drums on it. Some past musician buddies played the bass and the guitar. And my niece happened to be out for a visit, so we got her on the piano and she played it. So it was a really family kind of thing and just for fun. And after, it was funny because prior to the pandemic, I had Shine, and I thought there was a brand new country station in my hometown, just started up, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to ask them if they would play it. I thought, I'll never hear from them, whatever. But I thought, what if my whole motto, I have two of them. One is, I'm just getting started. My other motto was, what do I have to lose? So I sent them my song, and they said, sure, we'll play it, and come on in for an interview and play a couple of songs. That's kind of what got the ball rolling, and I got excited about creating music again.
You know, that's a damn good thing to happen because, well, we absolutely love playing your music here at Galaxy. We really, really do. And you're getting quite a bit of momentum here. We don't call them our fans, we call them the audio audience, our Galaxy faithful, if you know what I mean. These people... they listen to you all the time because we're playing you all the time, and they want to know more about you, you know, who, what, when, where, and how, the whole gambit. So let's start off. Sharon, you're married, you got a husband that you work together on the oil kind of deal, doing the pipeline, stuff like that. How long have you been singing and playing?
Well, I'm not going to age myself, but I've been at this since I learned guitar at 14, by 15, I was playing in a rock band, playing every weekend. Played in rock bands, country bands, through having 3 beautiful children and being married. Yeah, it's been a long haul. So for me to finally get my music out to the world, and it's really rewarding and it's validating because I've been at it a while.
Now, Bridget coming out of Glasgow is asking, what would be the what would be the pinnacle of your success to this date? What do you think would be the most standout moment as a singer?
Gosh, I think honestly for me right now it's just getting my music out to the world and getting such wonderful feedback as a singer-songwriter. And I'm still going, you know, I'm just getting started as I said. So I think that's pretty cool for me.
And a leader from Michoacan is saying, as a fan, how do we get hold of you, Sharon? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Are you a talker? But more importantly, Sharon, do you respond?
Yes, I'm on, so www.sharonmariewhite.com is my website. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. Come join me on my Sharon Marie White Music Facebook page. I'm on there. YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. We have a couple of videos that we produced ourselves on there. Yes, ask my husband, I am a talker. If you reach out to me, I will respond.
Unfortunately, I don't. I've got to be honest with you, Sharon. Believe me, I never find the time. But with the amount of people that want to talk to me, it's like I give it to Barbara. She deals with all of that stuff for me, literally. So if you get a message from me, well, yeah, it might not actually be from me. You never know. It might be from Barbara. But having said that, it is absolutely wonderful that Sharon does reply. Now, at the same time, Sharon, do you have a merch store? Do you have a website where people can go and buy product from you?
They can obviously buy my music from me, which I really would appreciate. I don't have any merch right now because touring for me, I don't know if that's going to happen in the future just because we're so busy at work. I have been thinking about merch, though. I mean, people have asked me for autographed pictures, and I'm like, oh, really? Okay, well, maybe I should look into that. Or T-shirts. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, believe me. I tell you what, if you do get a T-shirt or two, send one my way, and believe me, there's a big reason for that, because subliminally, while we're doing these interviews, people actually go and have a look on the interwebby thing, and today I'm actually wearing Blue Mariah Band. It's on the back. Literally, there you go. And people go and have a look at this, if you know what I mean. At the same time, I don't mind giving it a mention, giving a plug to the bands, everything like that. And people go and find their music, and before you know it, they're buying the merch, you know, the koozies, the t-shirts, the caps, the packs, everything there is to offer. Believe me, people go and buy it. They really do. Now, I'm kind of afraid that you said that you respond, because you never know, you might find another 5,000 Facebook fans in the morning. You know what I mean?
Well, it has been, I should say, you know, since I've started this venture, it's only been two and a half years, and I've seen it just grow and grow, and it's really fascinating to me that, you know, the response I'm getting, and I'm just over the moon about it. I'm like, wow, this is so cool. It's kind of been I've had this dream since I was a very little girl, so it's pretty awesome.
Well, I got to let you know, right now, you are making a global sensation. Literally, you are. We're in every country of the world right now. And I'll give you the stats on how many countries, how many cities, and at the end of this, I'll also tell you how many people were tuned in joining us, because believe me, it is phenomenal. You've become a world sensation. Got to say hi to Pamela from Rise Up TV. Love, love, love your work. We really, really do. Of course, Tim's there as well. Hoping Mark is feeling a little better very, very shortly. Love Lisa, and got to give big respects to the Don as well. It is such a pleasure to have Rise Up TV join us. And believe me, today, what a sensation is Sharon Marie White. And she's getting a huge following here at Galaxy, especially with Small Town Prayer. Now, tell me a little bit about this, because this one, believe me, people are standing up and taking notice. How did you come to this?
Gosh, that song's been with me a long time, probably over, here I am dating myself again, probably 20 years, but I grew up in a really small town. actually on a farm. My parents farmed, and all my aunts and uncles lived just right around, and you got to know your cousins, and so it's just talking about what it feels like to grow up in a small town or on a farm and how freeing it is. And when you look back, you realize, you might have thought, oh, that's just a country bumpkin, but you cherish those memories of living in a small town and just that, sense of everybody's got your back.
Have you found that as a small town child, and believe me, I was brought up in a small town, you yearn for the bigger experiences in life, wanting to go see the cities, but once you get there, you just want to go back?
Yeah, that's a sentiment that I wrote in that song. I see the bright city lights, but my heart is still back at that small town.
See, I've listened to your music. You're right here in Galaxy. Here's Sharon Marie White, Small Town Prayer. I do. I listen to your music quite a bit.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I've actually got you playing in my car, which is, it doesn't happen often, it really doesn't. I tell you what, you see, getting an interview with us in the long run is actually quite difficult. You've got to go through a board, you've got to get past Barbara and production and everything like that. And when all of that happens, all those boxes are ticked, it comes to me as a USB, and I play it through my stereo in my car. Two reasons for that. First reason is, and believe me, nobody can influence me on whether I want to do the interview. It's based on the music, and I get no information, no title, no artist, no nothing, just the music. You know what I mean? And yeah. I go driving because we're in between three major cities. We're in a little forestry area, so I go a little off-road. You know what I mean?
Right.
The second reason is, well, nobody else wants to drive with me. True. It's true. Check this out. Barbara has a New Zealand champion car racer for a son and a grandson. Both of them go sideways. She get in the car with me. Nah, that's it.
More like me.
Dear. But it's quite true. So you've ticked all the boxes with us. We started playing you. We didn't say anything to anybody for a little while. We just played the music. And, well, our internet got blown up. They just wanted to know more about you, wanted to know everything there was to know. And within reason, I think that's a great idea because they want to know more about you, they'll listen more. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. And I think you're right when you said you just, you listen to me in the car, and I think that's what you have to do, let the music speak for itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And I must admit, Poor Me was the one that got me. And it's your most requested track so far.
Yeah, that was just a fun song. I just kind of, I could tell you the story, but I just wanted to write a kind of a fun drinking song, and it still, it still didn't get played on Canadian radio, but you know what? That's just the way it is here. So. Well,
I can tell you now, since we've been playing you, it's come to 3,016 requests.
Holy moly.
So, not bad. Not bad.
That's very good.
So we're going to do Poor Me next, and then we're going to do Stayed a While with Chris Andreas. Then we're going to release Help Me Fly. I'm interested. I want to hear this. I apologise I haven't heard it, but I was working on The Breakfast Show when it came in. right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and today I'm joined, well, I think we're coming out of Saskatchewan. I must find this out. Sharon, where are we coming from?
Yes, Saskatchewan.
Very, very cool. Because I think we were supposed to catch up in Alberta, weren't we?
We were, yeah, we got called out to work, so I'm in a hotel room.
Sent the staff into a tailspin, literally, because there's an hour's difference there in time, isn't there?
Just an hour, yeah.
Yeah, but we can deal with that, don't worry. Because everybody had you posted on Facebook and everything like that at a certain time. We will get there, don't worry about it. It's all good. Now, having said that, Sharon, believe me, it is such a pleasure to catch up with you, get to know you a little bit better. And what was the influences in your life that made you create the music that you're making right now? Who was your biggest influence?
Oh gosh. Well, when I was little, my mom and dad used to listen to country and western, so it was the greats. It was Patsy Cline and Willie Nelson, all those big country western stars. That's what I grew up with, and then later on I went to rock and roll. But then I came back to country again, and I feel like that's where I was always meant to be was country music.
It suits you. It sounds like you're such a seasoned professional. As an engineer myself, and believe me, I am, almost 40 years in the game, doing not only studio engineering, but front of house as well, travelled around with some of the biggest bands in the world, and actually have worked with some of the biggest bands in the world, not only recording, but live as well. There was something in your music when I first heard it. I went, I want to know more. Literally. Now, as I said to you, I heard you for the first time in my car. I got a kick-ass stereo. I've got to be honest with you, in my car. But I came back. I wanted to know more about your music myself, so I started investigating your sound. Literally. I went straight into the studio, broke it all down. Now, you know something? I can't fault your work. Now, who's been recording you? Who's your producer? Who's been your master?
Well, we do all the vocals in our little studio at home. So my husband records the vocals, and I've got an amazing team down in Nashville that I work with. I kind of just stumbled on them through a friend of a friend, and we've, created this relationship. So what I do, I just send the files down. I send my version, just my voice, my acoustic, my song, and they just do, I call it, they do their magic, because they just seem to get it, what I'm trying to say, or, they catch all the little nuances, the little pauses, the whatever I'm doing it with the song, and it's been really amazing, because I never thought I'd get to work with this caliber of musicianship, so again, I'm just very thankful.
Now, do you like to drink?
Where did that come from?
Well, you see...
I like wine. I love my wine.
Okay, now, the reason why I asked that, and believe me, and I quote, believe me, I've read the bio, I've got the skinny here, I really do. You wanted to put together a girls' anthem for drinking, because all the guys are drinking about whiskey and bourbon and stuff like that. Just wondering, are you push on to it, a little bit of a tipple yourself?
I like wine, what can I say?
Well, I tell you what, and I want you to consider this, because I'm going to ask you next anyway. Would you consider coming to New Zealand, doing a few shows? We would love to get their response, and we would love to show you around a few wineries here in New Zealand as well. So, tell me about Pour Me Again.
Okay, so that does have a story, again. My husband and I were working in the office, and we listened to a country station. After about the 10th song, my husband says, or maybe I said to him, jeepers, they sure, it's country music. I know they sing about drinking and alcohol. And so my husband turns to me and he says, well, why don't you write a drinking song? And I took it as a challenge, and I thought, okay, I will. And then I kind of wanted it to be more about, the females, and just sometimes you just want to go to the, if you're a single gal, go to the bar, go have a drink. You don't want to be bothered. You just, you just want to de-stress, and that's where this song came from. So I just had fun with it. I had fun with the lyrics, and,
Well, I got to let you know, Sharon, and believe me, this is fascinating. Over 3,000 requests since we've been playing this, It is picking up momentum. It really, really is. So, got to congratulate you with that. Right now, here at Galaxy is Sharon Marie White. Pour me again. Sorry, I love to throw questions like that at people.
Well, actually, when you said it, then I was like, oh, he's going to play For Me Again. Now I get it.
Yeah, you know, it's segue time.
Yes.
I want to know, and I'm going to ask you this question when we go back on air, how you met Chris Andreas, because he is a very, very close friend of ours here at Galaxy. Okay, so don't tell me now, but I am going to ask you that. At the same time, I am going to ask you if you would consider, once we get the borders open and stuff like that, whether you consider coming down here, down under, and having a few shows in the Antipodes. So please consider that one as well. Before, please keep your answer. Otherwise, I know what I'm going to ask you next.
Yeah.
When
Exactly.
you go back on air, let Terry know it's under the Galaxy Artist page.
Terry Van Cannon?
Yeah.
Okay. All
I
right.
can't find it.
You can't find it under the Galaxy Artist page, Terry. Come on. Okay. Yeah, because we used to have it on the other page.
My
didn't we?
page.
Yeah, we switched pages. He needs navigation. I get it. I understand. I hope there's a bit of whiskey in that.
No, it's just water. And I've already had my 5 cups of coffee, so I'm off coffee now.
5 cups.
5
Well,
cups.
I suppose
Gosh.
you get that many.
That's the first 2 hours here.
Well, it is for you.
Hey, look, I'm only 21. This is what radio does.
I drink tea. I don't drink coffee.
No, you drink tea,
Yes.
don't you? Yes, you do.
Sounds
Absolutely.
really snobby though.
No,
Oh.
no, I
You
used to
went
drink
back to
tea.
Sharon.
Get
Isn't
back
she
to Sharon.
beautiful?
Yeah, she is beautiful. Excuse me, we are actually talking about you. The ladies here think you're beautiful, and I'm agreeing with them. They really do.
Thank you.
Do you, are you gigging at the moment, or are you just primarily working on the oil deal?
Yeah, I haven't been playing out or anything. Just, we work all summer, fall, and then I just do my recording, and I'm always writing during the summer, but no, I haven't been out gigging at all.
Okay.
Live streams.
Yeah, but problem with live streams, and I'm sorry, as I say, I'm an engineer, right? Well, I can't get excited for get all dressed up and go out to the lounge to watch something on the TV.
Well, mine sound pretty good because my husband's very fussy.
Fair enough. Let's go back to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. So very happy to have everybody joining us this morning. Thank you for taking the time out and joining us here down under in New Zealand, talking to, of course, Sharon Marie White, coming out of Saskatchewan today. And, it's one of those kinds of periods in history where, music is really taken a bit of a battering. It really has. So while this COVID thing's going on, are you writing more, are you recording more than doing shows right now?
Yeah, I'm doing, because we work on the road so much, all summer is when I do my writing, and then when we come home in the fall, then we're back to the recordings, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm working on 3 new singles.
So I take it that maybe, just maybe, if I'm really a good guy or a really nice guy, you might want to come back and release those with us.
You betcha. I'd love to.
Absolutely brilliant. I'd love to have you back again so that we can do this all over again. But, you know, as I say to you, you might need a psychiatrist. So I got plenty in your backyard. I really do. Now, having said this, I did mention just maybe that you might consider coming to New Zealand, down here, down under, and playing in front of New Zealand audiences once we get the borders open, of course. Would you consider doing that?
I would love to. Like I said, I don't know if it's in the cards because we're still working, but it's still, it's still tucked in the back of my mind. I mean, I miss playing live in front of a crowd. I haven't done it for a long time, and there's still that little bit of me that just, would love to do that.
Tell me something. Before you go on stage, do you get the butterflies?
Oh, gosh. I get nervous for my own live streams. I get nervous when I record in our own home recording studio with my husband sitting there. Yeah, I still get those butterflies. Apparently that's a good thing. I don't know, but...
Yeah, I got to be honest with you. Haven't so much over the years because, believe me, I've done a lot of live stuff. But I get nervous if I'm in a room of 10 people. Yeah, you put me in front of a crowd of 150,000, no worries. Old hat, you know what I mean? Give me 10 people I have to talk to, nada. Not a chance.
Well, I would agree because I couldn't do public speaking, but I can sing in front of a bunch of people, which, seems silly, but yeah.
I can do the reverse, okay? Believe me, I've done all the, all the courses, everything, went to university to be able to speak in public, all that sort of stuff, the Toastmasters, if you want to put it like that. Aced all of that, but I can't sing. Well, actually, Sharon, I sing tenor, or maybe 12 miles away from anybody that can hear me. And that's the best I can do, believe me. When I was brought up, my father, he spoiled it for me for singing, I got to be honest. He always said, don't sing like that, boy, sing like Elvis. Everything comes out like Elvis now. It is absolutely tragic, it really is. So I gave up on that, thought never going to be in that kind of realm, but I can get involved with music in other ways, and that's why I became a DJ, and also an engineer, stuff like that. And I've had a pretty blessed career, I've got to be honest. So much so that it brings me to you today. I don't know whether I should feel sorry for you or happy for me. Believe me, I'm really, really ecstatic. But I do have a rather sensitive thing that I want to talk about. How did you meet Chris Andreas?
Well, when I first started putting my music out there, I sent it to a chap that does the Canadian Indie Country Countdown. I don't know if you're familiar with that show. It's a wonderful, show for Canadian independent musicians. And every Saturday they did the countdown, and that's where I heard Chris's music for the first time. And I heard Loners and Stoners. And I just fell in love with that song. I just it just gave me goosebumps, and I love how he sings it, and I love all Chris's music. So when I was writing Stayed a While, I had it in my head that, because it's about my dad, and I lost him as a very young girl, right? And I thought I had this idea about it being call response, that, my dad would be singing back to me saying, if I could have been here, I would have, and so I reached out to Chris, and I really didn't know him that well, but I thought, again, what have I got to lose? So I said, hey, Chris, I got this idea. What do you think? And he said, Sharon, it's your song. If I'd be pleased to do it. And he was kind enough to do it, and we got a really good response from it. So I hope to meet the guy in person one of these days.
Well, I tell you what, and I got to warn you, the guy is an absolute gem. We've known him for a number of years now. Where the warning comes in, he throws knives.
Yes, I know.
Don't be in front of him with a sharp object, what I'm saying there. Right? But having said that too, when you do meet him, give him a poke in the eye for me, won't you?
I'm not doing that. Well, and it was funny because, I had a few people say, how the heck did you get Chris? It's like he's this outlaw type. He's, and I'm like, I don't know. I just asked him, and he was sweet enough to say yes. So.
Well, I tell you somebody else you might want to be able to do something with. I know he's watching right now. Is an artist by the name of Dwayne Watson. Also a very...
Yeah, I love Dwayne's stuff too. Yeah, we're all big internet friends, right? And I'd love to meet. Was another Jay Gavin? He's kind of in that same, genre. And yeah, I would love to meet these guys someday.
Well, believe me, I know Jay Gavin as well. I really do. Will he be sober? Of course, with with Dwayne Watson, fantastic guitarist, really, really is. And of course, let's not forget Louis coming from Chris Andreas's camp. He's an absolutely superb guitarist in his own right. This, I think, is an absolute piece of masterpiece, and I understand about your father. I really, really do, and that's why I said it was a little bit sensitive. I really didn't want to bring up anything inappropriate. I really, really don't. But I think it would be remiss of us if we didn't play the song.
Okay.
Here at Galaxy, joining us live is Sharon Marie White and Stayed a While, featuring Chris Andreas. I was a little tentative about bringing the song up, knowing the past of it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And it's been a long. I mean, he's been gone since I was 9, so over 40 some years. But and it's funny that the story about that song, Grant, because I was in my little writing room working on it, and my husband poked his head in and he goes, "What's that?" And I said, "Just something I'm working on." And and he goes, "You gotta finish it. We gotta record that. People need to hear this." But you know what? Honestly, I couldn't even sing it for a good, I don't know how many months without breaking down, because it's so personal. And now, because I thought at the time, if I get this out and I have to do interviews, how am I even going to talk about it? I'll be bawling. But you know what? Got to work through it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that, again, with respect to you, that's why we wanted to play it. Besides, it's a damn good song. It really is. You know what I mean?
Oh, I
think it resonates with a lot of folks. I've gotten some really good feedback about that.
Exactly.
Somebody had stayed longer, stayed a while.
Well, Sharon, from us, first of all, let me say my condolences to you, even late as it may be. But more importantly, I had a lot of respect for you. I just didn't want to create something that might have been taken the wrong way, because we're all about feel good. And we're all about the music. We're all about the artists, the music, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
But I thought, seriously, we really do need to play this.
I appreciate it.
Nice. So now we're coming to Help Me Fly. This one's got me stumped because, believe me, it's come in without me knowing about it. And when I went to production, I went, well, hold on, you've sent me something I don't know about. They went, yeah. It's only just come in. So I'm excited to hear this, okay? I really, really am. Do you know much about New Zealand?
Sorry?
Do you know much about New Zealand?
I don't, no.
Let me tell you very, very quickly. We're made up of 3 islands. And we have a little one right down the bottom. It's close to the pole, by the name of Stewart. It's the only island that got a manly name. It really is. Stewart Island, it is. Because whoever named New Zealand after that ran out of imagination. They did. The next island is called South Island. Guess what follows south?
North?
Hello. You do know a bit about New Zealand. Well,
No.
where we are, we're about 4 hours, 5 hours away from the biggest city, which is Auckland.
You would be.
Yeah, about three and a half to 5 hours.
You're
Yeah.
4 hours.
About 4 hours away from. Do you know much? Have you ever heard of Lord of the Rings?
Oh, yes.
Peter Jackson, I went to university with.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, well, believe me, he's on the rich list. He's a billionaire now, and believe me, when I went to university, he wouldn't spend $1 for a beer.
That's why he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Say hello to Gear.
Gears Online. Nice to have you on board, brother man. Talk
And
about that
Tim.
in a minute. And sorry?
Tom.
I love the emotion in that track. I really, really do. That is a winner. And believe me, not only because I know Chris Andreas, but Sharon does such a good job on that one. I really, really love that. I really do. Now, having said that, Sharon, and believe me, Terry Van Cannon is joining us. Nice to have you on board, brother, man. Terry is a slide guitarist master. He really, really is. And it's nice to have him on board. Coming out of North Carolina. Dwayne says, will he be sober? Yeah, man. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Now, we have a whole gamut of people online right now listening and watching to what we're doing. And I got to let you know that we here at Galaxy want to be able to continue following you through your career and everything like that. Now, at the same time, have you ever heard of Lazy Indie Magazine?
I have heard of it.
You have? Okay. We would like to be able to put you in that magazine in the near future, maybe not the next edition, but maybe the edition after that. Would you mind if I got Barbara to set up a meeting with you and the editor, Jay, who comes out of India, about 8 million people in the region where he's at, and believe me, I think he knows each and every one of them by first name, but we would love to be able to get you in that magazine. Would you have any objections to that?
No, not at all. That'd be wonderful.
Nice, because it's all about promoting Sharon Marie White and getting your music out there in different platforms, if you know what I mean. Having said that, though, I've had some experts from around the world look at this magazine and say, you know, this is poised to be the next Rolling Stone. These guys are good. They really are good. So we would love to be able to get you in there. Also, at the same time, of course, we have Rise Up TV, Big Record, and Sony Music, The Orchard, watching us right now. You never know, you might even get on there through doing something what we're doing right now. So believe me, we would love, again, to get you as much promotion as possible. Now, are you familiar with the Galaxy Artist page?
I don't know if I've been on there a whole lot.
Please do, because it's free for artists, everybody, to go on there, promote their stuff. You got a new logo, a new song, new lyrics you want to put up, anything like that. Believe me, everybody goes there and has a look. You never know who's going to be there. It could be a promoter, it could be a venue looking for an artist. Anything can happen, and usually does out of that page, I've got to be honest. Some of it, a bit questionable, but not impossible. But having said that, we would love to be able to get you in there, use you as much as possible. You said you had a studio at home, so I'm going to ask you something very, very special. Next time you're near a recordable 58, how would you like to say, do a recording of something like a voice drop for us, like, hi, this is Sharon Marie White, you can hear me on Galaxy 107 FM, New Zealand, something like that. How would you like to do that for us?
Oh, absolutely, I'd love to.
Yeah.
So I'm going to write it down right now.
Now, the reason I ask you that is, again, it's about promoting you, Sharon, and the more times they hear your voice, your name, your music, the more it sticks in. Before you know it, they're going to your website, they're looking again at downloading music, becoming a fan, and buying your merch. All about that. It's about getting more exposure for Sharon Marie White, and we would love to be able to put you on our platforms to be able to do that. And if you have no problems with that, we would be on it. We really, really would, to be able to follow through with you. Now, I got a confession. Unfortunately, this came in while I was working. I had no idea about this until production came to me and said, Grant, Sharon's just sent us a song. I know you've got it all loaded up. I know that you're going to be doing an interview with her, but we're going to put it in. And I went, hey, seriously? You're kidding? So, I haven't heard this yet, so believe me, this is as much of an experience to me as it is to the rest of the staff right now, except for production. Help me fly. Tell me about this. It's got my interest.
Well, I apologize for sending it so late. I do. So I got into co-writing, working with other people, and Dan Washburn, he's another great singer-songwriter from Canada. The last year and a half, I kind of was talking to him. I said, yeah, I got a bunch of songs I haven't finished, and he goes, well, let's do some work together. So we Zoomed each other, worked on 3 songs. This is the first of them.
So he co-wrote on this song, and the song is just about, again, unfortunately I've lost people in my life, but I had so many people in my life encouraging me, and I just feel like they're, you know, their memory, if they're not still here, but I feel their memory, and it's like, keep doing what you're doing, girl, you got this, you know, fly and keep working on it, and so that's what the song is about.
You know, I think you've been looking through my Rolodex with all of these people you've been naming. Really. Dan is a good friend of ours as well. Lisa Saunders is joining us from Rise Up TV. Nice to have you on board, Lisa. Thank you for joining us. Today we're releasing to the world literally a song I've not heard. So to me, this is fascinating. It really, really is. And loving it. Really am. Here's Sharon Marie White with Help Me Fly here at Galaxy. Listen to that when I get off shift. I'm very, very curious. I really am.
Dan Washburn.
Yeah, Dan. Good old mate Dan. Dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Dan the man.
Dan the man. You know Dan's a pilot.
Dan is?
Yeah, do you know he can fly planes?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he can, because I'm a pilot and we talk that kind of deal, you know what I mean?
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, but I actually can
I'm
fly
not going
helicopters
on the
as well,
plane,
rotor.
right.
I've got both licenses.
Cool.
So we talk a bit about. Sorry,
I'm not going with you in a plane.
you're not going with me in a plane now.
Bad enough.
Gosh, you won't ride with me in a car. Will you get on a cart with me?
No, it's bad enough in the car, let alone a plane. Oh no, I don't feel safe. Anyway, back to this.
I suppose you won't come skydiving with me either then.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh, you, Barbara.
But I don't mind pushing you out the plane.
You don't mind pushing me out the plane.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Here's a true story for you. I actually do a bit of skydiving for a local airport in one of the local cities
Papa's
close
plane.
to us. And this airport rang me up and says, Grant, we've got some tourists that want to go skydiving. This was pre the pandemic thing, right?
Right.
I went, yep, sweet as, I'll be right there. So it's about an hour away from where we're at. So I get in the car, drive all the way over there with all my gear and everything like that, walk in, and there's like 3 tourists wanting to go skydiving. Sweet. Okay. So I'm looking at these green kind of people. Okay, they are so eager, as you can tell that, yeah. Okay. So I go and sit up the back of the room for a while and just keep an eye on them, go away, get my gear on, grab my pack and everything, my chute, come out. By this stage, they've all been dressed, all of the instructors there are ready to show them what to do and everything like that, and they're walking them out to the plane. So I head off first, get into the plane right up the back of the plane, where I know one of them's going to sit, and they'd already arranged who was going to get me, right? So this guy comes in and he sits in front of me, and I clip myself in there and everything like that. We take off and we're about 5,000 feet, and as we get to the door, just as we're leaning out, I tapped him on the helmet and says, have you been an instructor long? That man screamed all the way down.
I would too.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it.
You're not doing it?
No, I'm not.
Why
I'm
don't
not
blind
doing
people
bungee
skydive?
jumping, I'm not eating a hoo-hoo. I'm not doing that stuff.
Why
so-
don't blind people skydive, Barbara? Scares the
Why-
shit out
why-
of their dogs.
Why would they want to? They wouldn't see anything. Just
Let's go back to the desk. Come on, guys, that's not funny.
Galaxy, Galaxy FM.
Oh, a little glitch in the system. Okay, I'll put up with that one. Okay, I'm loving that. Who did the slide guitar on that?
Well, this was a different group of musicians. So this was Dan's group that he works in Nashville with. And I can't, I'm sorry, but I can't remember all the names. But that was a gal, dobro player that he works with, and amazing musicians. I have amazing, and he has amazing musicians. So it was really cool. And because of the pandemic again, he Zoomed them while they were down there working on it, and then we Zoomed Dan. So it was a Zoom to Zoom session. It was really cool.
A production have just told me it's on my USB, being stored in the car as we speak. So believe me, it's one of the first songs I'm going to hear on the way home tonight. It really is. I'm looking forward to hearing the entirety of that. I really am. Because I think all your work really, really is outstanding. And well, you wanted to do big things. Here it is here, and you have big plans. We're global. We have just taken you all around the world. Sharon Marie White, thank you for joining us here at Galaxy. Will you please come back again?
I would love to, and I want to thank you guys so much for the support. It means so much to me and to all the independent artists out there. It's great to get our music out to the world.
Well, it's an absolute honour to be able to play music of your calibre to our audience. It really, really is, and we'd love, love, love to be able to follow you through your career and release new music with you. And believe me, we are loving it. We really are. Please don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to do a couple of things after the interview now. Take some photos and stuff like that. We really are, because Barbara makes a movie out of everything we do. You'll get a copy of it all. Just got to ask you, have you ever been a cartoon before?
No, I haven't.
You're about to be. You are. And crazily enough, would you believe, more people watch the cartoon versions rather than the video versions of what we do. It's weird. I think people just like cartoons, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
And it's one of the few things that actually makes me look good. So for you guys that have joined us today here at Galaxy, thank you so much. And got to say how happy we are to be in association with Rise Up TV, big record, of course, Sony Music, The Orchard, right here, believe me. And don't go anywhere. Yeah, believe me, we got some great stuff coming up in the next couple of days. Keep an eye out for that. Not going to say keep your eyes peeled, that sounds painful. Just keep an eye out for it. See you then. Have a very happy and successful day. And Sharon, thank you very, very much for joining us, coming out of Saskatchewan, here to Galaxy in New Zealand. In the meantime, let's do this.
Another indie artist interview brought to you by Galaxy 107 FM in association with Rise Up TV, Big Record and Sony Music. You watch it.